And we are back. Well, today in this video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what we know about WWE 2K22. And just to let you know off the rip, I haven't missed a 2K game. I've been playing them from the jump. I've been playing games before then, and I try to play games from other wrestling companies. Some I know, some I don't know. I just enjoy wrestling games from a casual perspective. I enjoy watching wrestling at a casual perspective, though it is tough to watch WWE Raw as of late. So let's get into it. Now, recently at the Royal Rumble, they did voiceover work, which lets us know that they're going to continue going down the path of a voiceover storyline. So that's a good thing that they're, bringing out new stuff. Now, what direction they go in, we won't know yet, but they also started doing face scans. So retouching up face scans. They probably did face scans for people that they might not have had in the game to redo the roster, things of that nature. So we'll see how that goes in, but it does go into the next thing, which is graphical improvements. This game is in serious need of graphical improvements. You don't have to go far to find a picture or a video on 2K20 on graphically where they were, whether it was things that happened in the crowd or things that happened throughout the matches. They've got to step their game up. And before I continue in, remember in 2020 in May, they did this major poll where they asked us as the fans, hey, what do you like about this game? What you don't like about this game? What features do you want in this game? And things of that nature. So they're doing what they need to do as far as pointing the focus in the right direction. And we're going to see, after being off nearly 2 years, this game is scheduled to come out in the fourth quarter of 2021. So if you check the calendar, that would make it fall, I think, right? So we're in 2021. So that we're in a few months. I would not be surprised if we start getting, information about this game. So I thought it'd be a great time to put a video out like this. So CM Punk. Now, CM Punk said in an interview that, hey, look, he's open to the idea of being in a game, though he is no longer with the company, and they've done that before with previous wrestlers. The only thing is, I believe he said something like there's too much heat for him. Like, he just would be, as much as he would like to, give or take, if the deal is right, he's not on Vince's, I guess, Christmas card list. So that's that. It's gonna play different. It's gonna be more simple, but more of a sim. It's kind of what Peter, one of the developers, said, was something along the lines of, the games they're pulling from Here Comes the Pain. They're pulling from No Mercy. Please note, they've been saying this for many years, that they've been pulling from these games. Every wrestling game, it's almost like when they're talking about wrestling, and it's not to say it's not true, they're pulling from some of these awesome games of the past. And the thing with, in my opinion, with 2K series is they have this awesome past and catalog in their back pocket. It's like, I could see other companies, big and small, saying, man, we want to do something kind of like what WWE did on some of their older games, but we can't for legal reasons or whatever. But WWE 2K can literally say, hey, look, we've got a better chance of bringing back some of the old stuff that people liked, making it new. But that's what they're going to do. And with that, they're going to go with a different controller scheme. They've said that already. Now, if they change from that doesn't make any sense, because the controller in 2K20 was poop. Yep, I said it. Poop. Don't know if I can say it on, but I did, and there it goes. Can't undo it, because I just shoot this. I don't write anything down. Moving on. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did like the triangle was a reversal, but they've already said they're really going to go back to the 2K19. They're leaning towards going back to the control scheme for 2K19. So that's awesome. That's great. Now, it's still going to be a sim, but I think what they're talking about with the controller scheme is they didn't want to complicate the feel of the buttons and you initiating moves and things of that nature. So I think we're still going to get a game that's closer to a sim versus arcade, but the button mapping and the way that you would go about doing your moves in the ring, in and out the ring, I think we'll get, I guess, a little bit more simplistic, I guess, if that makes sense. So let's move on. They're trying to be a new game, and like I said, if you've played the 2K series, you know how weird that sounds, because almost each game was the same thing as the game before. The very few times did they do anything in the game engine where it was like, wow, this is a different game, they went in a different direction. And this one, they're really telling us that they're trying to go on a completely different direction. They want to reinvent the franchise from the ground up. Now, they have mentioned actually new matches, some matches never seen before. Now, I don't know what matches they would go on, but I would like to think they would just, on a calendar year, if this game continues to come out yearly, on a calendar year, whatever matches that were done that calendar year on either a pay-per-view, live event, taped, doesn't matter. Whatever event showcased said match, that's what should be in the game. They got to find a way to do it. If Vince has everybody fighting on top of a building for a briefcase and you're pushing someone off that you thought passed on, but they didn't, then that needs to be a match. Now, they need to sprinkle that in with some classic matches from the past, especially matches in which people have been asking for forever. I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking special guest referee. It was always fun to have, I don't know, Stone Cold, The Rock, or Triple H versus The Rock, or something like that going on. And my special guest referee was Bret the Hitman Hart, or maybe it was Shawn Michaels. And I didn't know whether or not a super kick was going to change the outcome of this match. They need to, you know, I guess, like I said, dig in the crate and find those matches. The information's out there, so they know what players want as far as matches. And that's another thing that we're going to get is more matches, different types of matches. Music. They understand the issue with music and they're going to address it. I don't know how they address the music. I don't know legally how it works. Again, I'm an older player, but I'm casual. But when I was growing up, man, we had it great, because we had great songs. Like, maybe you remember this one, Diggity Dog. You know, we had that one. We had what was the other one? Move to the music, play that. Now those two songs are probably going to be stuck in your head now that I just did that. But that was awesome. That was an awesome time. Or even with the part where we created a wrestler, right? I think, what was it, the Xbox 360, that you could do stuff with doing the music. Maybe the PlayStation you could do it too. I can't remember, man, it's been so long. But you could actually make the music whatever it is. And remember, you sat there making your creator wrestler, and you wanted the pyro or the lights to time with the music. So you would go back and change your creator entrance to get it just right. So when your music hit, it was the same impact as Stone Cold's glass shattering, right? You just got that pop when you're playing with your friends and you came out on the Royal Rumble number 27, right? But I don't know how they do it now, with the fact that even if you're streaming a game or you're doing a video like something like this and you play music that is not yours, you can have ramifications. So I don't know how they pull this off. I mean, I heard there was conversations, I think, of Spotify or something like that, but I know they have a long catalog of previous wrestling music. So I don't know if you do something like 90s wrestling music and you open all that, you open up the early 2000s or different, Attitude Era. I don't know if you open up that back catalog of music that the WWE already owns and you say, hey, look, use that. I don't know how you, I mean, put in the comments, how would you handle the situation of the music? Off the top of my head, I can think of, I'm pretty sure with the quality they have, they've got producers who make themes and make things of that nature. If they continue to put out generic music, let's say it was rock or it was hip hop or it was country, like they've been doing in the past, but to a whole nother level where the quality is just that good, where you're plus not gonna get in trouble for any streaming, then I think that's the route you go. Because I don't know how a company pulls off using music that's on the radio and then you put it in there and then now you're trying to play it online and then somebody's streaming. I don't know. So they said they're going to address the music, they're going to work on it. I just don't know how they go over that hurdle. Maybe we're going to get a GM mode, right? We shouldn't say maybe, because remember the poll they did in May 2020, it should automatically be, because without a shadow of a doubt, the number one thing that the community asked for was to bring back GM mode. Now, they said they want to bring back GM mode, but they want to make sure GM mode has a good feel and has the elements that makes it presentable in today's time, 2021 and beyond, right? But if you just listen to the community is perfectly fine with you giving them the last GM mode, same graphics, same feature, don't add anything to it. Now, if you could do it with the idea of, hey, we can do an update that changes the look, we can make the look better, but it plays and does the exact same modes of the GM that they want from the past, I think players would lose as if it was the brand new thing. Like if you sat there and said, we're going to bring you GM mode, I was like, oh yes, GM mode. You're like, wait. It's not new. It's basically the GM mode that you guys asked for on this year for this game. That's all we did. We just cleaned it up, but it's the exact same thing, same features. Yeah, they're gonna scream and make noise, and it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be awesome. The community's gonna love it. Now, if you want to sprinkle that in with, hey, look, down the road, we can do a patch and update, and we can change and add gimmicks and certain things to it, and create a story later, and create a promo. We can add that later. Listen to the crowd. Yeah, just picture that times thousands and thousands. Okay, something like that, or millions and millions. Then let's see. If we're sitting there talking about that, let's move to who should be on the cover. Now, a lot of people are saying Drew should be on the cover. Some people are saying Ed should be on the cover. Maybe Keith Lee. I honestly don't care who's on the cover. I'm not one of those. But if I could say what direction they should go, it should be everybody young. It should be the younger, maybe not to say the not known wrestlers, but they should be doing the younger wrestlers, because I think that's one of the issues when you watch WWE programming, and maybe that's just me. They're not giving the torch to the younger people right now for some reason, and they've got talent on Next. They've got talent. I mean, again, I'm not going to do a weekly show about each WWE show, but if I could tell you which of the three to watch in the order to watch it, it'd be SmackDown, Next, and then Raw. That's just my opinion. And Raw has really good talent. I don't know what they're doing as far as booking, but maybe if they had a GM mode, they could put that together. And also, now I'm thinking about that GM mode. If you took the exact same GM mode, right, and then you gave it a phone companion, right, like you do the companion card game for 2K basketball, wouldn't that be awesome? You're at work, you're supposed to be focused on work, and what are you doing? You're doing the GM booking stuff at your desk and hoping you don't get caught. Not to say I would do it, I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking. The next thing would be like next gen crowds. They admitted that it's kind of like a little lifeless, and they wanted to do new animations in the crowd. I think that would be awesome if they did that. I don't know how they would handle it with the COVID situation, if they would have arenas with no one in it. Again, whatever happens in the year of the game you're manufacturing, you're producing, we should get that experience inside the game. That's just my opinion. The goal is for me to relive that year, and then at the same time do my own thing in that year. And probably the one that shouldn't come out of nowhere like a Stone Cold Stunner is that this might not be on next gen. I believe they did the same thing when they crossed over on 2015 or something like that. It might have been from like PlayStation 3 to 4 or 4 to, I don't know, can't be 4 to 5 because here we are. But I think what they're talking about, the possibility of doing, is not actually coming out on next gen system, because they want to make sure the game is stable. And to do that, they might just have to focus, because there's some other games where they're like, hey, look, we're only going to be on next gen. Why? It just gives us a different foundation, and that's the direction we're going to go. And it's unfortunate because there's some customers, some fans that get, and I don't want to say alienated, but they get left on this island where it's kind of like, hey, listen, I want the new game too, and for whatever reason, you're not. It doesn't really make sense from a fan perspective. Like, let's say this came out, so you mean you have next gen? Does it play in the next gen? You would assume so, right? You just wouldn't get next gen features. So I don't know. So that's for the most part all the news that I have. I mean, I kind of ranted off a little bit and added my own sprinkle in it. Give or take how this video goes, I think I might actually do a video on kind of what I would like out of the new 2K series. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate the new subscribers. I like to call them cool cats. So you cool cats, man, I appreciate you, really I do. You could have been anywhere in the world and you're here watching me talk about 2K22 as it should be. Again, in the next 3-4 months, probably before that, it's got to be before that, we're going to start getting information on this game. So I wanted my ideas out there. I wanted to conversate about it. You guys in the comments, you guys are awesome. You guys will tell me, hey, did you hear they added this feature? Did you hear the dev said this? Go check this. And so again, thank you for all helping the community. It's an awesome time to be a wrestling game fan, man. You got the wrestling code, you have Retromania Wrestling, you have AAW 3. I probably will do a video on that one. And what else you got is coming out? You got Ultra Violence Pro Wrestling. That's another one. So there's a lot of good, hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. There's a lot of good games that are coming out in the next 2 years that will allow us as wrestling fans to literally look at the buffet and say, this looks good. I think I will. So until next time, Kalika out.